Good morning, dudes and guys, and everybody. Fuck. MIT sexual harassment and misconduct survey for students. Just received it. But now I wanna go over the paper that Jama sent me on the paper. Thesis. Chill outside. Online search and optimal product ranking and empirical framework. Bah. Empirical, guys. Empirical, experimental, practical. These are the words that I want to have. No to any theoretical for a while. Will I go back there? I don't know. But for now, no. I want. Where is the paper though? How can I download this? Figures, submit, subscribe. Oh, PDF. It's here. Are you? No. Abstract. Where is it? Ah, okay. So it is in informs. By the way, experimental, practical, empirical, and OR probably. OR, we are going for OR. Control V. This is very cool. Give me the paper. Why are you? And empirical framework. Okay. Bro, I'm on Inform's website, but my problem is that I don't know how to find the paper. Like, I have the paper, but I don't know how to download it. Where is the paper? Is it something we should pay? Giovanni Campiani, where is your paper? So we only have the abstract. Okay, bro. Why do you hide your paper? Yep, here. That's it. I found it. Journal is marketing science. Cited by this is thanks to Google. Okay, dude. This is the website. I wish I could show you. I can show you. Look at this. This is the website, and there is no point I can download this paper. There is the abstract. Can you see it or no? What are you looking at? Anyways, I cannot find. Honestly, research by itself is difficult. Don't make it more difficult by a stupid. Metrics downloaded 611 times in the past 12 months, cited 1 time. So let me just have it 612 times downloaded. Go to section. We just have the abstract. Share. Request access. Oh, fuck you. View PDF. Alright. What? Dude. $30. $30 for this paper. Token access, restore guest access. Wow, I didn't know that. They sell the papers. Who will read your papers, to be honest? Well, I don't have any informs. Fuck you. So they put their papers for sale, and 611 people's 611 600 times 30 $18,000. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. People pay $18,000 for a paper. Not all of it, they will request access. Informs non-member login. Apply. How can I have ORIC? MIT. Dude. That was too much, guys. I don't like pay. Fuck. $30 for a fucking paper. For a fucking paper, they're spam. Not even in my spam. Primary. Promotion issues. Social. Oh, informs. Okay. Okay. Oh, we are back to the first page. Guys, what are you doing? Okay, it seems we are in big trouble. We cannot find the paper to read. Online search and upload. Let's see what is in ResearchGate. I am so nice / naive putting my paper on academic or student, bro. I'm a student. Why do you fucking... How many MIT do we have? North Macedonia? Fuck you. Fuck off, dude. Fuck ResearchGate. From the beginning I knew I don't want to be on this website. Okay, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Oh. Done. I will never pay $30 for just for paper. I just don't like anybody pay any money for a paper. Because not that because science people should not pay, but because papers have no value. Dude, what if I read their paper and it's just bullshit? Like, if I'm paying $30 for a paper, it should bring me like at least $60 back. I'm not doing it. So now the question is, what should I do? First of all, maybe I finish my hotspot. $30, dude. By $30, you know what you can eat? Like, you know, you pay $30 and then you should go read a paper. That's the worst part. You need to get your mind fucked by 3 other authors, Giovanni Campanini and other people. And maybe it's just you don't understand anything from a paper. I'm telling you. What did you say? So, okay, I may ask Munzer, but come on, dude. Getting distracted. Okay, I turned off my hotspot. I have a meeting with Munzer. I don't know what to talk about, to be honest. The thing I want to say is that we have this model, alright? I want to make it empirical, so I want to have a data set to work with. I don't want to have any theoretical result, as I want to keep it as low as possible in math. I want to write a paper that people read and say, dude, I read it and I think you should charge me $40, you know? Anyways, honestly, what about MIT library? Maybe they have. Let me check. It is our last hope. Alright. Last hope MIT library. Connect. Let me check on. Amir's on phone. Nope. What? Amir restaurant. We have an Amir restaurant. MIT library. Guys, you don't see what's happening here. Do you have the laptop? Oh, okay, you have the laptop now. Alright. You have it. Alright. Okay. Can you hear me though? I speak louder. MIT libraries. Yeah. Control V. Search. Found it. Found it. Use my certificate. Use it. It is gold. It is gold. It is gold. Oh, view PDF. Full access. Guys, we got full access. That is the quality I'm talking about. That is MIT. We have access to papers that you have to pay $30. You poor people in other disgusting universities. Woo! Look. What I got. Amazing paper. Amazing. I think I can even download it. What are you going to do? And I will read this paper and apply it in my life. 22 pages, guys. It is the best paper I can have. 22 pages. I will read it in a second. Disgusting thing about this paper is that it has 2 columns, which is makes me just, my mind doesn't work when we have 2 columns. Anyways, without any further ado, let's jump into it. And I wanna put it on my Spotify to read it for me. MIT, oh MIT, yes. Fuck MIT, yes. No, not fuck MIT. MIT, fuck yeah. That's what I wanted to say. First time feeling $30. I am $30 ahead of my day. Go buy yourself something. We have 40 subscribers, and each one of you I will send you 75 cents. Tax excluded or included. Speechify. Log into my Speechify. Log in, bro. Log in. Okay. Let's delete the bullshit. And now I want to have this paper downloaded. I downloaded it completely legally. Where is the download though? Control X. I will put it in my desktop screen so everybody can see. Wow, you downloaded this fucking paper? Local documents, my device, desktop. One hour 39 minutes.
61.111 on April 2nd, 2024 at 8:05 publisher.
Can you hear it?
For Operations Research and the Management Sciences, Informs is located in Maryland.
Informs is located in Maryland, guys. I didn't know that.
Publication details, including
I can hear it from here.
Subscription information. http://pubsonline.informs.org. Online search and optimal product rankings. Empirical framework. Giovanni Campiani, Gregory Lewis, Sina Penn, P. Chun Wan. To cite this article, Giovanni Campiani, Gregory Lewis, Sina Penn, P. Chun Wan, 2023, Online Search and Optimal Product Rankings, an Empirical Framework. Marketing Science. Published online in articles in advance December 21st, 2023. https://doi.org/10.1287/mksc.2022.0071.
Okay.
Online search and optimal product rankings, an empirical framework. Downloaded from informs.org by 18.9.61.111 on April 2nd, 2024, at 8:05. For personal use only, all rights reserved. Abstract. We study the problem faced by an online retail platform choosing product rankings in order to maximize two distinct goals: consumer surplus and revenue/profits. To this end, we specify a version of the Weitzman sequential search model in which search reveals a consumer's idiosyncratic taste for the product as well as vertical dimensions of its quality, and we derive convenient expressions for consumer surplus and revenues. To optimize consumer surplus, platforms should facilitate product discovery by promoting diamonds in the rough, that is, products with a large gap between the utility they deliver and what consumers expect based on the pre-search information. By contrast, to maximize static revenues,
Guys, I didn't understand anything. We studied the problem faced by an online retail platform. Sounds good. We want more than one though. Choosing product ranking in order to maximize two distinct goals. Alright. I'm thinking if somebody just come and just grab the camera, I will run after him and his friend can take all of this stuff. I'm risking everything for you guys. Do you understand or no? Anyways, to this end, we specify a version of the Weitzman sequential search model in which search reveals the consumer's idiosyncratic taste for the product as well as vertical dimension of its quality, and we drive convenient expressions for consumer surplus and revenue. So it's more again on the consumer side. To optimize consumer surplus, platforms should facilitate product discovery by prompting diamonds in the rough. Oh my god, diamonds in the rough is a slang, I guess. That is, products with a large gap between the utility they deliver and what consumers expect based on the pre-search information. Okay.
the platform should favor high-margin products.
By contrast, to maximize static revenue. What is static revenue? The platform should favor high margin products, potentially creating a tension between the two objectives. What are the two? Welfare and revenue. Okay, this paper, honestly, if I read the abstract, I wouldn't pay a penny for it. Actually, I will, after reading it, I will send MIT an email and say, this paper, just don't pay it for it anymore.
Creating a tension between the two objectives. We develop computational...
Guys, do you remember we were reading Negin's paper? That was a paper. That was a paper you want to read again and again.
Tractable algorithms for estimating consumer preferences and optimizing rankings, and we provide approximate optimal ID guarantees in the latter case. When we apply our approach to data from Expedia, our suggested consumer surplus, optimizing
Expedia
ranking achieves both higher consumer surplus and higher revenues relative to the Expedia ranking, delivering a Pareto improvement, and also dominates ranking the products in order of utility, which is intuitive but fails to leverage information on what consumers know pre-search. History. Tat Chan served as the senior editor. Introduction. E-commerce is an important part of the economy and becoming more so. As a result, platforms such as Amazon, Google, and Expedia play an increasingly crucial role in shaping consumer choices. One key tool at their disposal is product rankings, which have the ability to direct consumer attention and, thus, influence purchasing choices. A growing literature explores the impact that rankings have on choices, Example Effie and Ellison 2011, Yao and Mela 2011, Goes ETAL 2014, Chen and Yao 2017, Ursu 2018, Choi and Mela 2019, Hodgson and Lewis 2020. Because rankings are often found to be an important driver of consumer decisions, it is natural to investigate what is the best way to rank products on a platform. Point 1. Given this, the goal of our paper is to propose and study ranking algorithms that maximize two main objectives: platform profits/revenues obviously of interest for a platform, and consumer surplus, which is relevant for policymakers as well as for a platform that faces competition and is concerned about consumer churn.
Consumer churn.
One might speculate that having access to top-tier machine learning methods paired with the ability to run. Abstract. We study the problem faced by an online retail platform choosing product rankings in order to maximize two distinct goals: consumer surplus and revenues/profits. To this end, we specify a version of the Weitzman sequential search model, in which search reveals a consumer's idiosyncratic taste for the product as well as vertical dimensions of its quality, and we derive convenient expressions for consumer surplus and revenues. To optimize consumer surplus, platforms should facilitate product discovery by promoting diamonds in the rough, that is, products with a large gap between
That's the
utility
problem with two-column paper. Finished the first column, went back to the abstract.
A/B tests would mean that given this, the goal of our paper is to propose and study ranking algorithms that maximize two main objectives: platform profits/revenues obviously of interest for a platform, and consumer surplus, which is relevant for policymakers as well as for a platform that faces competition and is concerned about consumer churn.
Okay.
One might speculate that having access to top-tier machine learning methods paired with the ability to run. Abstract. A/B tests would mean that this is an already solved problem. Whereas conceptually
Christ.
straightforward, this experimentation strategy runs into two issues.
Guys. Look what I found. Oh my god, that's so big. I don't know how to show it to you. Oh, it's inside the ground. Oh, I will hurt him if I pull it out. It's a worm. Oh, you cannot see actually. Okay.
First, the number of possible rankings is very large for typical choice set sizes, and it may be impossible or very costly for platforms to run such a large number of experiments. Second, whereas revenues/profits can be quantified directly from the data, welfare is not immediately observed. This motivates us to pursue a different approach. We first specify a version of the canonical sequential search model of Weitzman, 1979, and take that as the ground truth. Then, we use this model to propose algorithms for optimizing consumer surplus and platform revenue. Note that, even with the model primitives in hand, evaluating the target metrics at all possible rankings is intractable given the large number of rankings. Instead, we apply this brute force approach only to the top positions and then proceed greedily for the remaining slots and prove that this strategy offers formal approximation guarantees.
So he does brute force at the top ranking.
We show how to estimate our model on data from
Fuck off,
Expedia
bitch.
using the exploded logit formula to minimize reliance on simulation method. Finally, we show.
So at the top they go brute force because the space of all rankings is like the space of all permutations, which is like factorial, which is big number. We cannot do that. So they limit themselves at the top to the brute force, and then below lower parts to just greedy algorithm.
How to estimate our model on data from Expedia using the exploded Logit formula to minimize reliance on simulation methods and explore how our algorithms. 1-2. Compiani ETAL, online search and optimal product rankings. Compare with competing rankings in this real-world setting. When specifying our model, we aim to strike a balance between two competing objectives, I. Flexibility because we want the information in the data and not the model assumptions to drive the results of our counterfactual analyses, and 2. Tractability, which is key to being able to estimate the model and then use it for optimization. In our model, consumers search sequentially to reveal the product's utilities. Point 2. The optimal search rule involves computing, for each good, a search index, sometimes referred to as the reservation value, which encapsulates the good's expected utility pre-search as well as the cost of revealing its utility. We propose a parameterization of the utility and search indices that accommodates multiple configurations of which components of utility consumers know pre-search versus post-search. In particular, in the model, consumers reveal their idiosyncratic match values as is commonly assumed in the literature but may also uncover vertical dimensions of quality. Point 3. This creates a potential wedge between the utility of a product for the average consumer and how good that product looks pre-search, i.e., its average search index. As is described subsequently, the platform can then increase consumer surplus by steering consumers toward products that deliver high utility relative to what consumers expect ex ante. This informational asymmetry between the platform and the users is at the core of our results. In order to study optimal rankings, we assume that platforms are able to increase and decrease the search indices of products beyond their baseline.
It seems this paper is also on the consumer side, something that we are not about it. We are more on the firm side. However, oh shoot, man, I'm oil soybean. However, I should bring something here too. Let's do a proper squat. We are on the firm side. I don't know, on the firm side, platform seems has no problem. They only care about the consumers, their churn. Well, it is Expedia. Oh, Expedia also has
levels by either promoting them, giving them prominence on the search page, or burying them in the search results. By deciding what to rank and where to rank it, platforms can thus affect consumer choices. Given our data, we focus on the case of organic product rankings, although the framework could be extended to the case of sponsored search provided that data on sellers' bids is available. Next, we obtain intuitive expressions for choice probabilities and thus profits and consumer surplus. For choice probabilities, we build on a result by Choi et al. 2018, and provide a convenient characterization of purchase behavior in our model, showing that the product ultimately chosen takes a max-min form. It is the product with the highest effective index. The effective index of a product is the minimum of its search and utility indices. For consumer surplus, we show that a key driver is the potential of the products in the choice set, which we define as the difference between the mean utility and search indices after the search indices have been adjusted to account for ranking. With these expressions in hand, we start by considering the problem of choosing rankings to optimize consumer surplus. Knowing what is best for consumers is important both for platforms with long-run growth objectives as well as regulators who want to govern these platforms. To gain intuition, we consider a relaxation of the problem in which the platform can continuously adjust the search indices subject to a rankings budget constraint. We find that the platform should act to equate the potentials of all products. Ex ante, a high potential product is one with a high utility relative to its search index, a diamond in the rough.
Where are you?
The product is
Okay.
unlikely to be viewed and chosen by consumers unless the platform promotes it. Such promotion helps consumers make better
Oh.
choices. Contrast this with a product that, well, as regulators who want to govern these platforms. To gain intuition, we consider a relaxation of the problem in which the platform can continuously adjust the search indices subject to a rankings budget constraint. We find that the platform should act to equate the potentials of all.
We are studying and people are just distracting us. Thanks. That's a silent car.
Products. Ex ante, a high potential product is one with a high utility relative to its search index, a diamond in the rough. The product is unlikely to be viewed and chosen by consumers unless the platform promotes it. Such promotion helps consumers make better choices. Contrast this with a product that has both high mean utility and search indices.
So,
that
okay, it
is,
says the product is unlikely to be viewed and chosen by consumers unless the platform promotes it. Such promotion helps consumers make better choices. So it's about the sponsorship. To gain intuition, we consider relaxation of the problem in which the platform can continuously adjust the search indexes subject to a ranking budget constraint. We find that the platform should act to equate the potentials of all products. Why? That's so strange. Oh, okay, that's interesting. We find that the platform should act to equate the potentials of all products ex ante. A high potential product is one with a high utility relative to its search index, a diamond in the rough. The product is unlikely to be viewed unless it's promoted. Contrast this with a product that has both high mean utility. Okay, we need to look at the model to understand what this high mean utility is. And search indexes, that is a product that is well known to be high quality, such as a branded item. Oh, brand, okay. Contrast with this with a product that has both high mean utility and search. Oh, okay, high mean utility. So once you give the product to a platform, to a consumer, the utility, it seems to me, the utility they experience is a random parameter, random variable, but the mean of it, okay, this, now you're talking about that has a mean, and this mean is high for this product, and also the search index is high for the product, so it's being seen and it has a good quality.
a product that is well known to be high quality, such as a branded item. This product is often chosen by consumers, and so the platform need not use its limited space promoting it. An immediate but non-trivial implication of this analysis is that ranking products from highest to lowest utility is not necessarily optimal for consumer surplus because high utility products need not have high.
Well, this is what Negin said too, right? You don't put the best quality product at the top of the list in Amazon or in any recommender system with ranking, because if they only see the highest quality, all of them buy the first one, they don't spend much time in the platform, and other products will have significantly less chances to be bought. And while if it was like number 4 or 5, other products will be seen too, and in total yeah, in total, in sum, it will be better surplus for the consumers. It is optimal welfare, by the way. It's not optimal revenue. It's not for the platform. Well, probably revenue. Even for the sake of consumers, platforms should not put the best product on the top of the list. Now the interesting question is that, okay, what now? If a consumer read this paper now, they won't read the first position anymore. So
Potential point for an example is a product from a top brand that has both high salience and utility and needs no promotion to be purchased. In this case, it is preferable to rank a relatively unknown, equally high-quality product at the top. In contrast, existing work that does not explicitly model the consumer search process for possibly vertical components of utility finds that ranking by utility is always optimal. Goes ETAL 2012.
in this case,
Another implication of the framework is that a product that is highly
Stop!
salient but offers low utility, clickbait. In this case, it
this analysis that ranking product from highest to lowest utility is not necessarily optimal for the consumer surplus because that's what we already said. Because high quality products need not have high potential. An example is product from a top brand that has both high salience and utility and needs no promotion to be purchased. In this case, it is preferable to rank a relatively unknown, equally high. Okay, so what platform does is not that putting bullshit on the top of the list. Instead, the platform should put a product on the top of the list, which is as good as the famous and high quality product on the top of the list. That's what we should. Contrast existing work that does not explicitly model the consumer purpose in vertical company. Always okay. In contrast, it is preferable to rank a relatively unknown, equally high quality product at the top. Okay, now it's talking about other literatures. In contrast, existing work that does not explicitly model the consumer search process for possibly vertical component of utility finds that ranking by utility is always the optimal. Okay. It was also okay, interesting. This search process of the consumer really matters. Search process of the consumer really matters for the model. It's well, in the Negin's paper we also had the search process. It was a two-stage consumer search process, if you remember. That consumer have a search cost for just looking at the different products, and once they have like this what was it, consideration set or something, they will go and like they pick 3 options and then they go look at them and buy their stuff from those chosen options. Now it says there was another work by Goes et al. 2012 that didn't model this search process, and by that work shows that actually it's better to just search to rank the products by their utility, which doesn't sound realistic.
It's preferable to rank a relatively unknown, equally high quality product at the top. In contrast, existing work that does not explicitly model the consumer search process for possibly vertical components of utility finds that ranking by utility is always
Oh
optimal.
guys, I'm running out of battery.
TAL 2012.
Hotspot.
Another implication of the framework is that a product that is highly salient but offers low utility, clickbait, should optimally be buried in the rankings because that frees up space to promote more worthy products. Note that these nuances arise because, as mentioned, our model accommodates search over vertical components of utility, so that the platform has more information than consumers do pre-search about the average quality of products. The platform can thus use this information to steer consumers toward better options through rankings. The optimal ranking is different when the platform is concerned with profit/revenue maximization. 5 In a world in which the consumer buys some product regardless of the selection, the platform should optimally offer the consumer no choice at all and only display a single product, the one on which it earns the highest revenue. 6 However, realistically, consumers can shop elsewhere.
The optimal
This
ranking.
competitive force drives the platform toward aligning its
Pitch silence.
This competitive force drives
The optimal ranking is different when the platform is concerned with profit revenue maximization. In a world in which the consumer buys some product regardless of the selection. Okay, whatever happens, they will buy something. Okay, of course. The platform should optimally offer the consumer no choice at all and only display a single product, the one on which it earns the high. Okay, that was so simple. However, realistically, consumers can shop elsewhere. This competitive force drives the platform towards aligning its ranking with consumers' preferences so as to make a sale.
The platform toward aligning its rankings with consumer preferences so as to make a sale. We show that the optimal product assortment includes all products that have a weekly higher product revenue than the average product revenue. The averaging includes the zero revenue outside option. Further, the revenue optimizing ranking is typically different from the consumer surplus maximizing ranking because the products delivering high revenues need not have high potential. 7. The continuous relaxation of the problem that we have described so far gives useful intuition, but in practice, the Campiani ETAL assignment of products to ranks is a discrete optimization problem, and the heuristics from the continuous case cannot be blindly followed. For example, it may not be optimal to place the product with the highest potential at the top of the search rankings because, if it has a low enough search index, it may attract very few purchasers even when top ranked, which is a waste of that position. 8.
It may not be optimal to place the product with the highest potential at the top of the search ranking because if it has a low enough search index, it may attract very few purchasers even if similar.
We thus offer a pair of similar algorithms for maximizing consumer surplus and revenue. They combine an exhaustive brute force search of the best ranking for the top K positions with a greedy algorithm for ranking the remaining products. We show that the amount of surplus/profits left on the table by this approach is upper bounded by a function that is increasing in the combined choice probability of all products ranked below K. Therefore, when this choice probability is small, that is, when products ranked below K are unlikely to be chosen, our algorithms are close to being optimal. Through choosing K, the platform can trade off the tightness of the optimal ID guarantee against the computational demands of the ranking algorithm. What makes proving these approximation guarantees technically challenging is interference effects among units. Ranking one product higher means that it is more likely to be purchased and every other product less so that the analysis is not neatly separable across products. Simulation experiments verify that these solutions work well in a range of simulated environments, achieving more than 98% of the available gains in consumer surplus and revenue from rankings available.
Simulation, guys. We want to hear that. Simulation experiments. Verify that these solutions verify, that's it. 98%.
Gains are defined as the difference between the consumer surplus/revenue under the best and the worst rankings. The second part of the paper takes our approach to the wild. We use two data sets from Expedia. In one data set, the training data, rankings were assigned.
That's what I want to hear. Data sets, guys. The second part of the paper takes our approach to the wild. Oh my god, we use two data sets from Expedia. I don't even have one.
At random.
Actually, I want to have one from Expedia, one from another one. What is another one? Kayak? Yeah. Apartments.com, whatever.
The other, the testing data, they were assigned according to Expedia's algorithm. These data sets were also used in ERSUG 2018. We fit the model only on the training data to avoid concerns related to the endogeneity of product ranks and use the testing data to validate the model out of sample. Identification is aided by the fact that we see both what the consumers clicked on and what they bought, which implies a set of orderings for the search and utility indices. The likelihood of each of these orderings, in turn, can be written using the exploded logit formula, which reduces reliance on simulation methods and thus facilitates estimation. Finally, we take these estimates and simulate search intensity, consumer surplus, and platform revenue under different ranking algorithms. We compare our ranking algorithm optimized for consumer surplus for K3, i.e., we brute force the top 3 positions, then proceed greedily to a straight utility ranking, an algorithm optimized for revenue, and the Expedia ranking itself. We find that our algorithm optimized for consumer surplus dominates the Expedia algorithm under our model, raising consumer surplus by $1.21 per consumer and still raising revenue by 8 cents per customer.
But our model raising consumer surplus by $1.21 per consumer, still raising revenue by 8 cents per consumer. That is crazy. Benefiting consumer $1.21 for each consumer, and 8 cents also for Expedia. Wow, that's a lot. I don't know. I don't have any other thing to compare, but it shows that okay, we did something, motherfuckers. Ranking directly by utility is less effective, raising consumer surplus by around 60. Interesting. So it has another benchmark. So once they are ranking by utility, raises consumer surplus by 60 cents, while their main method was like twice this number relative to Expedia, and reduces revenue by 15 cents. These numbers are at the search impression level, because only around 30% of customers purchase. One should scale the figures up by 7 to 8 times to obtain numbers per purchase. What? I didn't get it. These numbers are at the search impression level. What is search impression level? Because only around 13% of customers purchase, one should scale the figures up by 7 to 8 times to obtain numbers per purchase. I didn't get this part, to be honest. Finally, we take these estimates and simulate search intensity, consumer surplus, and platform revenue under different ranking algorithms to compare our ranking algorithm optimized for consumer surplus for K equals 3 to a straight utility ranking, and algorithm optimized for revenue and the Expedia ranking itself. So maybe, okay, one thing that worries me is that maybe platforms' main concern in ranking is the consumers because they make more money by selling to the consumers, and they don't care much about the platforms. Like the amount of money they receive from sponsorship is maybe not comparable to the amount of money they get from more sales and their commission percentage from the sale of like products from the consumer.
Ranking directly by utility is less effective, raising consumer surplus by around 60 cents relative to Expedia and reducing revenue by 15 cents. These numbers are at the search impression level, because only around 13% of customers purchase. One should scale the figures up by 7 to 8 times to obtain numbers per purchasing consumer. 1.1 Related literature. The paper that is perhaps closest to ours is Direction ETAL, 2022, who also study optimal rankings in online platforms and propose algorithms based on a micro-founded model of consumer behavior.
What is this, the paper?
Relative to this recent paper, related literature.
The paper that is perhaps I think it is the same paper, Direction et al. Let me take a look at it. Exactly. دقیقاً. Exactly. So it is the paper by Negin. Very close, right? They cited that paper.
Paper that is perhaps closest to ours is Direction ETAL, 2022, who also study optimal rankings in online platforms and propose algorithms based on a micro-founded model of consumer behavior. Relative to this recent paper, our main contributions are as follows. First, our search model is different, and in particular, it allows consumers to search in any order, whereas the model in Direction ETAL, 2022, implies that it is always optimal to search in the same order in which the products are ranked on the page.
Yeah, it is. What? That is not
First, our search model.
So their search model is different, and in particular, it allows consumers to search in any order, whereas the model in the well, I think it just consumers do not search in any order. They usually start by looking at the first one. I think more practical actually.
Is different, and in
I am on the
particular,
Negin
it
side.
allows consumers to search in any order, whereas the model in Direction ETAL, 2022, implies that it is always optimal to search in the same order in which the products are ranked on the page. This is important in our context because more than 80% of the impressions in our data violate this restriction, 9 indicating that other factors beyond rankings affect which product is searched at each step. We capture.
This is important in our context because more than 80% of the impression in our data violates the restriction. What? This is important in our context because more than 80% of the impressions in our data violate this restriction. Oh, like people start from somewhere else, indicating that other factors beyond ranking affect which product is searched at each step. I think ranking is the most important part. While they are saying that ranking is not, like 80% is other stuff.
This by letting the reservation values depend on product attributes immediately visible on the results page, and note that this is a key ingredient in our notion of product potential. Second,
Oh, like
we develop
keywords.
an estimation method and show that the primitives needed as inputs to our algorithms can be pinned down from click and purchase data, something that Direction ETAL, 2022, cite as an avenue for future research. Third,
Okay,
We
this
apply
is
our
a
approach to a
nice.
real-world setting to
This is
quantify.
okay. I don't know which one is right, which one is wrong, but comparison of the two papers can be really good because especially both of them are studying the same thing.
The magnitude of the rankings gains as opposed to working with synthetic data. In addition, our work is related to the broader literature on search. Abala ETAL 2020 estimate consumer
Again, it's just a
preferences
paper
without
on the
committing to a
consumer
specific
side,
search model.
not the
They show that rankings can be
not
incorporated in
the
their approach but do not discuss optimal ID of rankings. A related literature in
not
marketing
the firm
focuses on the
side.
determinants of consumers'
Similar to
consideration
Nagin's
sets.
paper, studying
See,
quite
among
similar.
others, Roberts and Latin 1991, Meta et al. 2003, Honka and Shintaganta 2017, Honka ETAL 2017. Our search model can be viewed as one way to micro-found a consumer's decision of which goods to consider that is amenable to studying optimal rankings. Our work is also related to the literature on platform design and recommendation systems. Whereas we focus on product rankings, other papers study the customization of email communications to customers, example Ansari and Maila 2003, or the amount and type of information to display on the results page, example Guarded and Hunter 2020, Gu and Wan 2022. For Compiani ETAL, online search. Next, a large literature in operations research studies the assortment optimization problem, that is, deciding which products to stock or which ones to show to consumers as they search, CKOK and Fisher, 2007, for a survey, and Jajabatula and Rusmovich and Tung, 2017, and Agrawal ETAL, 2019, for more recent contributions. Unlike most of this literature, we focus on optimizing not only revenue, but also consumer surplus and on the decision of how to rank products as opposed to just which ones to offer. A literature in computer science and operations studies how to rank products to maximize directly quantifiable metrics, such as revenue/profits. These papers typically assume stylized models of search, such as the Cascade model, Aggarwal ETAL 2008, Kemp and Madian 2008, Carmaker Suntu ETAL 2017, Gallego ETAL 2020. In contrast, our approach is based on a micro-founded model of consumer behavior, enabling us to consider consumer surplus in addition to revenue/profits and explore the trade-off between the two goals. Finally, the paper is related to the notion of incrementality in marketing, examples Antodeski ETAL 2017, Askerza 2018, Hitch ETAL 2018. This literature has found that targeting based on customers' baseline outcomes can perform substantially worse than targeting based on their responsiveness to treatment.
What?
Similarly,
Targeting
we show
guys.
that ranking based on utility levels is suboptimal relative to ranking based on the difference between utility and search indices, which is a measure of how much rankings can incrementally shift consumer choices and welfare. 1.2 Paper structure. The paper proceeds in three parts. First, we introduce the double index search model in section 2. Then, in section 3, we discuss optimal rankings. Finally, we apply the approach to the Expedia data in section 4 and conclude in section 5. 2 model. We consider a setting in which
Okay guys, let's go rest of it in the study room because it's getting windy and my battery is dying. Well, thank you.